Hello, I'm Robert Costa in Washington. Welcome to America Decides. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Governor Tim Walz hitting the campaign trail in Georgia today. They arrived in Savannah, Georgia a short time ago. They're heading out on a bus tour across the Peach State and will rally in Savannah, Georgia on Thursday. This is the first time they've hit the road since the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. And on the Republican side, former President Donald Trump's campaign is facing some controversy. Arlington National Cemetery now says that two members of Trump's campaign were involved in an altercation while the former president participated in a ceremony there on Monday. Let's start with our Nancy Cordes, who is following the Harris campaign down in Georgia. Nancy, great to see you. I can't imagine how hot it is down there. How hot's the political scene?
Well, it's definitely heating up, Bob, and I'll tell you why. It's because just about a month and a half ago, our CBS News poll, other polls showed that President Biden, when he was still in this race, was trailing Donald Trump pretty significantly in this state, despite the fact that Biden won this state back in 2020. But now, according to our latest battleground tracker, Vice President Harris, who is at the top of the ticket, is actually neck and neck with Donald Trump. So the Harris campaign feels that this state is very much up for grabs. Both she and her vice presidential running mate, Governor Tim Walz, arrived here in Georgia this afternoon. They're going to be hitting this, various stops around southeastern Georgia for the next 2 days on a bus tour culminating here in Savannah with a rally. A rally, by the way, which had to be rescheduled from a few weeks ago. They were planning to do it right after announcing Walz as Harris's running mate, but they had to postpone it because of Hurricane Debbie that was lashing the state at that time. And so this is kind of a do-over.
Beyond the stump speeches and the bus tour, what are you hearing from the Harris campaign about the message they're starting to push on advertising in particular?
Well, they've got a new ad out today, Bob, that is all about Project 2025. They continue to hammer Trump over this massive 900-page blueprint that basically is a very conservative vision for the next Republican president of the United States. Trump has disavowed it. He says he had nothing to do with it. He didn't craft it, but the people who did craft it worked in his administration, and a lot of the policies they put forward in Project 2025 mirror policies from his first administration or mirror policies that he has put forward as part of this campaign. So it's been difficult for him to distance himself from Project 2025, and the Harris campaign is going to make sure that it stays a subject of conversation between now and Election Day. They have noticed that it really resonates with their base voters in particular, and their new ad basically lays out a number of the more controversial things that Project 2025 would do, like downsizing the education department, cutting funding for K through 12 schools, new policies regarding abortion. And they are arguing that not only does Trump know about this plan, but that he is intimately involved with it.
For those of us, for those watching and joining us today, let's show you a snippet of this ad, and you can judge for yourself whether it's effective.
Defunding K through 12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Donald Trump may try to deny it, but those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time.
Nancy, that's the Project 2025 message. We heard that from President Biden for months while he was still in the presidential race.
Yep.
What about President Biden? As our chief White House correspondent, what's going to be his role in the coming few weeks? I know he's in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware with his family today, but where does he go from here?
Right, he's been keeping a very low profile. He's been on vacation in Rehoboth Beach all week. Before that, he was on vacation in California. He does say that he's going to continue to hit the trail with Vice President Harris, with Tim Walz. I'm sure we will see him from time to time, particularly in Pennsylvania. As you know, he claims Pennsylvania as his home state in a way, next to his beloved Delaware, because he grew up there. So I'm sure we'll see him on the trail in Pennsylvania, at least, probably other states as well. But he really is trying, Bob, to cede the spotlight as much as possible to Vice President Harris, especially because it is now such a sprint to the finish line. She's got less than 70 days to establish herself as the candidate, to make sure that the American people get to know her. And as one step in that process, she is going to be doing her first sit-down interview as the candidate tomorrow. She will have her vice presidential nominee, Tim Walz, at her side when she does that interview.
That's right. Our friend Dana Bash over there will conduct that interview. Nancy, I hope you get a chance to enjoy Savannah. Thanks for joining us.